Is Hedera better than Ethereum? Now, I know that sounds like a loaded question, but there's multiple facets to it. One, you can argue, is it better than Ethereum in AI sector and institutional RWA sector and stablecoin sector? And the other question is, well, what's going to give you a better ROI from this point forward? Is it Hedera or is it Ethereum? I'm going to talk about that in this video. Also, I'm going to give you a little bit of a prediction on the price here. We're going to take a look at a chart and a couple of updates from the Hedera ecosystem. So let's start with those updates from the Hedera ecosystem. This is from HOL Desktop, Hashgraph Online. And so this is Hedera's kind of foray into AI. And I'm not saying this is the only project that is AI. I'm not saying this is the flag carrier for AI on Hedera. But I was scrolling through X and I saw this introducing HOL Desktop. We're putting Hedera and AI on your desktop, inscribe, start registries, create tokens, and send HBAR, all in natural language. This one has no audio, but we'll take a listen. It does have some captions here. Kind of shows you the interface. You can see on the left there, agent chat, the scanners it has available. Now, we know ICP did something like this with Caffeine AI. Obviously, Virtuals Protocol rolled out the ACP and the Butler agent. And so, obviously, these L1s are trying to get this AI, these AI traders, these AI agents, these AI developers onto their platform. Right now, the leader in this space is Base. When you look at mindshare, when you look at tokens launched, which of course Base is on Ethereum. So when it comes to artificial intelligence and agents, although on Hedera might be better as far as an experience from a back-end side, but at this current moment, at the time of recording, which is August 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Ethereum is definitely better than Hedera when you look at the raw numbers. Now, that can change. All it takes is one amazing dApp, one project to absolutely blow up, and then the masses start pouring in. But at this current time, the answer is still no, right? Ethereum leads the way. The second one a lot of people have been talking about, it's RWAs, but more specifically, institutional RWAs. Okay, now I know theoretically, I guess they're all institutional RWAs. This is specific to institutions and the products and services they will use in regard to real-world asset tokenization. This is from BizinLink. Hope I said that right. We're live on the Hedera testnet, institutional-grade RWA tokenization infrastructure, now on Hedera, built for scale, speed, and sustainability. From T-bills to private credit, we're unlocking capital markets for the new era. Mainnet coming soon. Now, when you look at such things like, and I should have had this queued up, but that's okay. Get it queued up fairly quickly. When you look at overall RWA, okay, this is from rwa.xyz. You look at the overall RWA as far as networks, Ethereum has around 55% market share. And as you can see here, Hedera is nowhere to be found. And that's not to say Hedera is not a player in RWAs. It's not to say that Hedera isn't undervalued when it comes to RWAs. We talk about this on our show all the time as I kind of sift through stable coins. This is your US treasuries, right? Still looking for Hedera, no Hedera there. Global bonds, nothing yet. Private credit. Nothing yet. Commodities. Let's take a peek at commodities. Any networks? No. Ethereum still reigns king. 98% market share in commodities. Institutional funds. You take a look at networks. And feel free to do this yourself. Again, the website is rwa.xyz. And then last one is stocks. Tokenization of stocks. And Algorand, according to this website, has the number one in market share, which is 70%. Now, I talk about all the time on the show, Hedera has an edge because, well, of their governing council. Now, I know Boeing's set to leave and a few of the other ones, IBM, I believe their contract is coming up soon. But at the end of the day, these are connections that Hedera and the governing council have made. And I think will do them great service moving forward as the RWA narrative heats up. But at the time of recording, again, if you strictly compare Ethereum to Hedera in terms of usage and users when it comes to RWA, Ethereum still takes the cake. Now, when we shift from a specific sector like AI or a specific sector like RWAs to return on investment from here forward, where will you make the most money, on ETH or on Hedera? To me, that's an easy answer. I think that answer is Hedera. Take a look at the Hedera chart here. So we take a look at what ETH has done so far, okay? Went from around $1,800 at its local low to $4,500. Realistically, ETH's probably gonna get to $12,000 to $15,000, which is like a 3 to 3.5x. Hedera, on the other hand, my base case is this thing gets up to around $2.20 to $3. That's like my base case. So you're talking about almost a 10x from here. So it's clear and easy when you look at ROI. ETH has started its run. I don't want to say it's had its run because I still think it's got time to go. But Hedera really, outside of a few spurts, hasn't really broken out. I mean, you see the last breakout here was on July 27th. It broke up to 30 cents. Prior to that, it's kind of been range bound, right? Little spikes here and there. Previous cycle, we take a look here back in, we can zoom out a little bit more. Previous cycle got up to around 58 cents. That was September of 2021. I think this bull market for Hedera is going to be a very, very important one because all the promises, all the things that we talked about, our thesis for Hedera, they're all here. Institutions, they're here. Tokenization, it's here. Stablecoins, the bill has passed. AI is here. So literally everything is set up for HBAR to have a massive rally. Now, as far as price action, the one thing I will note is Hedera's been cooling off. Take a look at this volume that's been consistently dipping, making lower highs, okay? Usually this cool off signals, hey, a big move is coming. Now you just got to figure out, well, where's that big move going to go? Let's take a look at market cipher B. In the short term on the daily, we did get a bearish signal here. This was your anchor wave on a short, and then your trigger wave on a much smaller momentum wave with a red dot. That is a setup for a short on HBAR, and you could take a look. And HBAR, along with some other altcoins, very easy to trade ranges. All you got to do is, if it's in a downtrend, just pull the fib from high to low and watch that 50% retracement level get rejected every single time. If it's on the move up, draw your fibs from low to high and do the same thing. Go the opposite way. So you can see here, HBAR from this swing high of 30 cents down to swing low of 22.5 cents. We draw the fibs there. It did get rejected exactly at that 50% retracement level, which was 26.5 cents. Now, the other thing I wanted to take a peek at as well is I wanted to throw on our volume range. Our VRVP, you can take a look where our buyer's stepping in. You can see here mass amounts of volume, this large volume node, which currently sits at 24.7 cents. You see HBAR had positive reactions 3 times now, right? Once here, it wicked down to 23 cents and then ran up to 30. We had another time here, got all the way down to, again, 23.5 cents, ran up to 27 cents. And right now, currently, we're priced close at 24.47 cents just yesterday, and we're seeing a nice rally from HBAR. But again, we're keeping our eye on the volume bars down here because they are still decreasing. Ideally, you want today's volume bar to be in the range of where it was towards the end of July, which is right here. And although this move would have told us that the bullish momentum was coming to an end because the volume was decreasing, and Hedera ended up giving up all its gains from its previous run from around 23.7 to 30 cents. Now, I was looking at my chart. I had this flag up here. I guess I deleted it. It was at 45 cents. That was the measured move we talked about. Now, I will say, this pattern here could be a potential bear flag pattern, so I want to put that on your radar. If you are in a long position on HBAR, make sure you have a tight stop loss set. But the other thing as well is we have this rising channel. Obviously, bear flag needs a rising channel to break out. You're also seeing this range is slowly starting to expand. But this thing should see one more break to the downside. But again, with this large volume node, now if we do lose this 24.5 cent level on any significant amount of time, whether it's a 3 days, spending 3 days under this number, or I don't know, we just break below, try to reclaim, fail, and then just dump off, there's a massive gap from 24.5 cents down to 20 cents even. So if we do get this breakout, if we do get this breakdown, I expect HBAR to settle in somewhere around 20 cents, which of course at that point I am a big buyer in my spot bag and in leveraged longs. If this gets nullified, this bearish pattern, right? We talk about bearish signals on market cipher B, then I think we're going around 32 to 45 cents. I know that's a big range, but the markets are heating up. We're going to get a clarity bill passed here shortly, I believe. Fed's probably going to cut rates next month. CPI numbers came in as expected, so not a lot of volatility around that. And the stage is set for HBAR to have a massive rally. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments section. Also, come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Till the next one. Peace.